Good afternoon. Just wanted to take a minute to say hi to the new subscribers in the aftermath of Scott, Cold War Motors, of his accidental live stream. That was pretty fun to listen to this afternoon, and at his completely undeserved recommendation, it's nice to see a few of you came over and checked out the channel and subscribed, so thank you very much for that. All right, beautiful sunny day. I'm heading off to Devon, which is about a 1-hour drive from here. Go pick up some old 1970s, I guess, Gilson little tractor with mower, snowblower, and plow. So looks pretty cool. More on that in a moment. Okay, so just back from Devon, or near Devon. Had a great visit. Nice guy. Seems to know his way around tractors. I've got the Gilson here. 71 to 73, he says. We'll run the serial number and confirm that, but I have no reason to doubt that. What a machine. Turns over on the key, which is great. Aired up, and all the airs in the tires. We've got snowblower with it, a blade with it, and he serviced up the mower deck. Turns over on the key, so this should be a fairly straightforward little project. We're about to unload the 1972 Gilson S15. It seems like maybe it wants to start. I've got my helpers here with me. One of them's going to record while we try and get this thing going. Alright, well, there was a brief interlude involving a stuck pickup truck on the driveway here, so I didn't really record the unloading process, but it wasn't much to watch anyway. It was a little awkward. At any rate, there she is, the Gilson sitting next to the Jacobson. So yeah, it's looking pretty good. Should have the Gilson running before too long. Certainly early spring it should be up and running. I kind of quickly mounted the blade on it. Just kind of hold it there. You can see the snowblower and the deck back there. We'll worry about how to mount those later, because at the moment I don't really know how. 1972 Gilson S15. The model specifically is 53010. These were also sold through the Montgomery Ward's department store in the States. Overall, it's pretty good. It's going to come from this side over here. Kind of tripping in the snow here, but there. Gilson was bought by Lawn Boy in 1988, and then Lawn Boy got swallowed up by Toro in 1989, and that was the end of the Gilson name, which had been in production since the 60s. Kind of sad. Okay, so just doing a little work here trying to get the Gilson started. The lovely thing is that it turns over on the key, but as you can see, no spark. Chances are the points are dirty. That's the first place I'm going to look. I thought they were under the flywheel, but it turns out that they are actually right here inside this housing, which is super cool. I'll pop that off and see what I find. Little cleanup on the points, all it needed. that's as much as I ever drive the girl. It was totally worth the purchase price. That was fun. Did not do yesterday when I got this thing running and I cleaned up these little points here. I did not know the spec for the gap, and the gap, if you don't know, if you're not familiar with points, is the gap right in between these two little contacts here. I might not be able to get it apart to show you, but there's two little contacts here driven off a plunger. There we are, kind of see them there, driven off a plunger, and that opens and closes to give you your spark. And the gap you want in there is about 20 thou, or about half, just over half a millimeter. So if I take my feeler gauge here, when it's turned so that the gap opens up, this will just fit in there, just with just a tiny bit of drag. And you adjust that by turning this little screw here in and out. So it's pretty slick. This little cover just sits on top of here. So this is actually a fantastic setup because you can get to it. Some of the other brigs, those points are actually located under the flywheel, which would be inside there under this cover, and to get at that stuff, this motor would have to come out. So pretty good deal. Just snug that back up, and that's all it took to get this thing running. It's got a few other issues. Looks like a hydraulic leak from the cylinder, but yeah, that's to be expected. It's almost 50 years old. Hey everyone, got my two crazy kiddos in the shop with me for Muck-Around Monday. Yeah, creepy. Just going to take a look at the steering on the Gilson here, just for reference. You can see the wheel there. You can move that much before any steering input happens. There's a lot of play here. Okay, so here's the gear. You can see we've got a little bit of free play there. I don't know how much we'll be able to do with that offhand. Right here, we've got a whole bunch of wear and slop. And I don't know if you can see, but the stud itself is actually sloppy. That goes down to this joint here, slop. This pivot, slop. And if you look over here, more slop. All right, I'm just removing the disgusting steering wheel wrap that somebody put on here. Oh, look at that. That looks a whole bunch better. I think that'll clean up just fine. Nice. I think, at least for this season, the focus is going to be on tightening up that steering. I had about 180 millimeters of free play at the steering wheel rim before the wheels would turn, and I tightened up that first loose rod end, and now we're down to about 140 millimeters, which is still way too much. And then I'd also like to sort out the hydraulic cylinder. Is leaking pretty badly, So new cylinder, new hoses, and or rebuild that one, whichever works out better. And then I think we can put it to work, at least for this summer, and then I'll worry about more of the restoration work at another time.